Teaser. The channel of Teaser would like to bring to you a New Year's Eve special. I guess you guys liked the Christmas special of the Bob Ross video. So for New Year's, I decided to do a collab video with one of the heads of Cumbyravioli.
That's me.
And the head of the sister channel, Coffeegentlemen.
That's me.
Alright, so today's video is a review of the Cheesecake Factory in depth. So today we dressed up real nice and we went to dinner at the Cheesecake Factory. What do you guys think of this dinner exactly?
I think we should take it step by step. The bread.
Yeah,
So the bread. So
well,
whenever they
no. Because first was the service.
Yeah.
We go. He sits us down. He has. I think he had a ponytail.
Yeah, he had like a ponytail, like yeah, he had a ponytail.
Yeah, I know.
I think what we're all trying to say is that he had a ponytail.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I would like to disagree with you there. I don't think that he had a ponytail. It was just connected.
All right. Let's continue. Let's continue. Let's continue.
Okay.
All right. So the first thing you get is this menu that is solid half-inch thick menu.
It's like the size of a book. Am I right?
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you,
guess
guys.
he is right because books are of varying sizes and shapes.
I mean, it was a book.
It was. It had like a brass spiral ring.
It wasn't brass. It was obviously plastic, Caleb. I don't know what you felt, but that was plastic.
All right, brass and color. But it was plastic. Yeah.
Yeah, it was plastic.
The menu, to me, it just felt like some sort of labyrinth.
Like like the character creator in Skyrim. It was like that, but as a menu.
For
Needlessly
all
in depth.
the audience that feels alienated, you know that one anime? It's like that.
Oh, I know that one.
Oh, yeah.
I know that one anime too.
There
Yeah.
were ads for the Cheesecake Factory in the menu,
Cheesecake Factory.
and they were like landmarks, so I could see where I was in the menu. I used them as a point of reference to navigate the menu. In
It was
its
like
entirety.
you are here.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and
Very intuitive.
one thing I don't like about the menu is that they changed hamburgers to glam burgers.
That's one of the things I did like, actually. I think it provides an interesting twist in when I read it, I was like, that's a surprise. I've never seen that before,
Yeah,
which is something I like about the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
They don't sell hamburgers.
They
No,
sell
sir.
glam burgers.
They
sell
sell
glam
glam
burgers.
burgers. Yeah. And I mean, I thought, oh, these can't be exactly that glamorous. But I mean, when I saw the mac and cheese burger, I knew they weren't kidding around.
But Caleb did not get the mac and cheese burger, no. But let's not get there first. Let's go onto the bread.
So
the bread.
the bread and the drinks. So
Well, let's start with the bread. Let's separate everything.
Yeah.
So the bread.
I find the sourdough was a little bit too tangy for my taste.
sourdough-
Yeah, there was
too
like
chewy.
there was a brown bread and a white bread.
The white bread was too chewy for me, and the
Yeah.
brown kind of like grainy bread was just fine because it had more flavor.
It was very sweet.
and it was smooth. Yeah,
Yeah,
It was a little bit too sweet, but
I agree.
I still
But
liked it.
The thing is, they feed you this bread, and
They do.
we can all agree.
Yeah, they feed the bread.
and
Yeah.
I started to fill up on the bread, which I know is a common thing.
Yeah.
But then what we said was, "No, thank you, sir. We would not like more bread."
But
you know what he brought? He brought us more bread.
Yeah. Well, when
truly
he
did.
refilled our drinks, he's like, "Let me refill the drinks," and he takes the bread basket. And we're like, "Oh, thanks." He took the bread basket. He comes back with more bread and drinks.
No. He asked
Yes.
us explicitly, "Do you want more bread?" And then Cade and you said,
You think
no.
it's like, a zero-sum game here? Like, if you say no to the bread versus if you say yes to the bread, you still get bread. Like, yes and no equals the same result.
I think we're done with the bread section.
Oh, yeah.
I think we
On to
should
the
move on to
drinks.
the drinks. So Caleb and I both got the same drink, Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Cade is where the drink section started to take a nice twist, if you
I
will.
got the cucumber lemonade.
The cucumber
I
lemonade.
have
You
to
heard it
say-
here first.
Yeah.
The
This is
presentation was amazing. There
Yeah.
was a cucumber slice and mint leaves inside of it. However, the rim of the glass was covered in sugar, which made it...
He's not kidding. I thought it was salt. And then I tasted it for
Yeah.
myself. I licked the rim of that glass. I was like, let me lick that rim.
Yeah.
And
He did it with like you know those like cartoon slurps like.
It was exactly like that, but a little.
It was exactly
a
like
little
that,
bit more
yeah.
sexy though. But
I mean, how sexily
and
can
it
you
was-
slurp a glass?
and it wasn't salt. No, it was straight up sugar, which is something that you should not line a sugar drink with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It sounds good in theory, but you try to pick up the glass, say near the top. Your hands are sticky. You have to go wash your hands.
And
every
eventually,
time you want to move the glass,
later
it's a
in the night,
disaster.
Cade became thirsty, and at first I was like, "Oh, just drink your freaking drink, Cade. You asked for it, didn't ya?" And then I realized, "Oh wait, Cade might think it's too sweet at this point." Is that what happened?
That is
Yeah,
exactly
okay.
what
And
happens.
what I like about the drink menu is it's not like one of them unsophisticated Olive Garden hooligan drink.
Exactly.
Oh yes. Okay. Here's a philosophy.
Yeah,
Just for a
the
second.
philosophy
So-
of Teaser Channel.
So here's the thing. Cheesecake Factory,
Uh-huh.
Olive Garden. What's the difference?
the cheesecake.
The cheesecake. So you can't just go to the Cheesecake Factory and not have cheesecake. I don't like cheesecake at all. I think it tastes terrible.
And he still
But
had the cheesecake.
I still had to buy the cheesecake because you know what? I'm no Olive Garden simpleton. That's
yeah,
why.
he's no simpleton,
And
ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not going
you heard
to go
it
to
here
the
first.
Cheesecake Factory, spend my fine earned dollars that I earned from hosting church nights on Sundays and farming for oil. So that I'm not going to spend my good earned money in an Olive Garden where you can't get cheesecake, and especially where you can't get Oreo stuffed cheesecake. And now we arrive to the section of the main course, which, Caleb, you start us off. What did you get?
I got the fettuccine alfredo with no chicken. And the thing is, with all the pasta dishes, the waiter comes out not with like a pepper grater or something like that, but like a solid almost
Block
a
of
1
cheese.
pound block of Parmesan cheese, and they say just tell me when.
So when he was scraping that cheese into Caleb's sweet, sweet pasta, he was like, just tell me when. And then I raised the question, what happens if he never tells you when? As a little joke to get to know the waiter. if you catch
Yeah,
my drift there.
yeah.
So I asked that, and the waiter's just like, I guess I just pass out. If I go long enough, I pass out. And I'm thinking, how much energy are you putting into the cheese that you pass out? Literally. And
Well,
also, is it somebody else's obligation to come and scrape the rest of the cheese?
Okay, my dish was the Southwestern chicken sandwich, if I remember.
And how
Not
was
something an Olive Garden simpleton would get, mind you.
Yeah, what was it like?
It was very good. It was just a standard sort
Tuck.
of chicken sandwich. It had some avocado, which I thought was a nice touch. So it was a little bit too much avocado, though, so that when you squeeze the sandwich and you're about to take a bite, it just kind of falls out of
For
the
next
sandwich.
time, I would recommend not squeezing the sandwich because that sounds like
Yeah, like
something
I
that
mean,
most people
you're eating a
would not
sandwich,
do.
you bite it, like some of the insides might
Yeah,
sweep
that's
out
what
just
I
a
mean.
little bit,
That's what I
but
mean.
you don't go like
Yeah,
and,
I wanna
between
twist
your
the
two
sandwich.
hands, just like smush the sandwich
Wow,
entirely.
clearly you don't know how to eat a sandwich.
Yeah, what are you, an Olive Garden simpleton?
I would never be an Olive Garden simpleton,
Okay,
mind you, good
okay.
sir.
I had
Not too crispy, not too
this
fat.
like barbecue, big old burger,
The barbecue burger, yeah.
barbecue burger.
Yeah.
Came with barbecue sauce. There was
I
some like
love barbecue
crispy
burgers.
onions in there.
Like what?
Bacon.
Describe for the audience here how crispy were these onions?
I would say on a scale from 1 to 11, I would say maybe a 15. But I think they were pretty crispy. I liked it. It was a good time. I ate most of it, and then once I said, no, I don't want to take this home because I'm not taking like Cheesecake Factory burger home with me. He looked at me like I had just killed his mother. And next,
Well.
all right. So what is there next?
We have to acknowledge something that happened during the main course. Caleb, will you please explain to us what you found in your pasta that maybe did
Oh
not
yeah,
fit in with the
yeah.
rest?
So I don't know if you know something about linguine alfredo, but it's got linguine in it. Now,
What's up with Alfredo?
here's what I found, and I took a picture, and it should be on the screen right about now. But I found a penne pasta in it, and for those Italian viewers, penne pasta. But I just got so mad because you're eating your linguine, and then you get smacked in the face by a penne.
Hate when that happens.
And
Smacked in the face by Penny. Next.
All right.
Mamma mia.
And I was just miffed and appalled that there was this penne pasta in my linguine.
Alright, so in the next, I believe, is the dessert.
Yes. So, first impressions of the menu, it was a little bit cluttered. There were so many options just at you all at once, and I found it wasn't very organized. Like there were some fruit cheesecakes.
I felt like
it was
organized
enough.
And you should know the desserts are a separate section from the cheesecakes.
Yes.
Like there's the cheesecake section, which has so many options that to have it fit in a reasonable space, there's like 1 point spacing on it. So it's not like 12-point font double spacing, like a regular good menu. It's like it's real close
How dare you
together.
speak of the Cheesecake Factory in such a horrid way.
Well,
Oh no, I enjoyed the Cheesecake Factory.
also
I think that they
another-
should have kind of made the menu a little bit easier to read because with the cheesecake, it just felt like one big wall of text.
You're right.
Yeah.
Overwhelming.
And another thing, they didn't tell you how much each cheesecake would cost. They said it was around
actually
$6.95
they would give you kind
to
of a
$8 or something.
I heard $7.25.
Yeah, but at the bottom of the cheesecake menu, they said it will range from blank to blank, but they would never say specific cheesecakes what they cost.
You see, that way they can charge whatever they want within that range.
Okay, yeah. So Caleb, what did you get?
I got one of their New Year's Eve specials called the Celebration Cheesecake, which had it was a vanilla base, and it had kind of like a vanilla cream, almost like a strawberry shortcake, shortbread, kind of not shortbread, but pound cake kind of taste to the fillings. And there was also some just genuine good cheesecake. It also had a 6-inch tall mountain of whipped cream straight up.
We'll get more into
I commend the chefs on their ability to make vertical tiers of whipped cream not topple over, and it was just great. It basically looked like what you would think a birthday cake in a cartoon would look like. It was great.
All right, now Cade's and I kind of worked together, but Cade, you can talk about yours.
Did they?
They eventually did.
They eventually
much
did.
to my dismay.
You'll hear that story later, folks.
Just talk about the cake itself.
I ordered the chocolate chip cookie dough cheesecake, which I thought was simply divine.
Oh, okay.
So it had a.
Did it have any whipped cream?
Oh, it had a lot. It had a tower.
We'll
I don't know.
We'll talk about that in a bit.
I don't know what. There's some ingredient in the cheesecake that gives it just an extreme structural integrity. That thing could probably be used to build houses.
Cheesy, cakey houses.
All right.
Yes.
So
They'd probably collapse almost immediately, but the point is, it's stronger
It's
than
sturdy.
regular whipped cream. But the cake itself was good.
So
You got the strawberry shortcake, right?
Oh, is Cade not finished?
I am not finished.
Okay.
Oh, you're
So-
not finished, eh?
So the bottom part of the cake was a sort of cookie dough, chocolate chip layer, which
What
I
a
thought,
surprise.
which I thought was the best part of the cake. The next layer up was just more of a regular cheesecake layer, and it was not as good as the layer on the bottom. But when you ate it all in one bite, it was pretty good. The crust on the cheesecake was one of the best part. It was a chocolate cookie crust that really pulled the whole thing together. And also, there was probably an equivalent volume to the cake in
All
whipped
right,
cream.
we'll talk about
On top.
We'll
Okay.
talk about that later.
now. Next, so
You got the strawberry shortcake, right?
yes, so I will talk about it now.
All right, yeah.
So what I ordered was
The strawberry shortcake.
hold on, shut up. a mocha coffee, right?
Mhm.
And then the shortcake. So I ordered this, right? And then he comes over.
He hasn't.
He has the audacity to place this thick glass down on my table. And I look at that. What?
I must say, it was a different server than the server who had been.
Oh,
serving
yeah,
us all
yeah,
night.
Yeah, it was a different server.
Okay, so she
Yeah, it was a she. Yeah.
So she comes over and gives
Has
us
the
serve-
audacity.
Yeah, she has the
to
audacity.
place down
Hold on.
confidently.
And she
confidently
plops
placed.
down this thick glass. For some reason, they put this hot liquid in a glass. For whatever reason,
With plastic straws.
with plastic straws.
You know, just to kill everybody.
And then she plumps this strawberry shortcake down. And so Kate was talking about what?
As she plops down the glass, she says, with confidence, "Here is your mocha."
Yeah. Okay. All right. Foreshadowing here. So,
Foreshadowing.
so that's what she does, right? So she plumps that down, and then Kate was talking about how much whipped cream he got, and he's just like, "Oh, I got a lot of whipped cream." Well, you know what, Kate? I had a plump, juicy, thick dollop of whipped cream covering my plate.
And that's thick with 4 C's, in case
Yeah.
you're wondering.
And so, you know what I did?
What did you
Kate,
do?
Kate wasn't really eating his whipped cream. So I was like, you know what, Kate? I know how much you like the whipped cream. I'm going to take my big, plump, juicy dollop and toss it on top of your big, juicy dollop. And then,
And he did.
And I
And
did.
there's now this mountain of whipped cream.
so Kate is just sitting there with a thick, juicy dollop. So let's move on to my strawberry shortcake, right? Aside from the thick, juicy dollop of whipped cream covering my shortcake, I move that off, flip it onto Cade's plate, and I look, and it is like 3 times the amount of food that I thought it was going to be.
It's not even like a cake. It's not. It's
like
it was
3
like
small.
it was like pastry
It
puffs.
was like, yeah. So, and there's a lot of ice cream. There's a lot of everything. I still have it here. Anyway, it was fine. And, you know, and then the peer pressure started.
Oh,
And so everyone was getting theirs to go.
Oh yeah, that.
Everyone was
Later.
getting theirs to go, and then I didn't want mine to go, but the waiter checked with everyone. They were like, "Okay, you want that to go?" Caleb was like, "Yeah." Caleb was like, "Yeah." And then he looks at me, stares me straight in the eye, and gives me that ponytail look, and says, "You probably want that boxed up too, right?" And here's the thing: what am I supposed to say to him in that situation? Am I supposed to say to those eyes, like, "No, I
Like you
don't
can't.
want this"?
Yeah, like in a
He
situation
was
where
giving me
someone
that ponytail
like
look.
gives you like is insinuating something in that way, you can't say like, "Nah, B, I ain't getting this."
It
So
was
you have to
truly
say
peer
yes.
pressure.
Otherwise, you'll be shamed publicly.
So I went along with it, and I got mine to go, and now it's here. And then
That was
what
a lot of
happened
bread.
Was Cade wouldn't prove that he's not an Olive Garden
Simpleton.
and
By eating all of the whipped cream,
or
I did
just a
not want to
French
eat all
fry
of the
with
whipped cream.
some of the whipped cream on
Or
it.
just
He
a French
didn't
fry
like
with
it.
some-
I would eat a
Caleb-
small portion of whipped cream. I
Caleb
would eat a
ate-
French fry.
so
Put
I-
together. No.
Caleb ate
I
some.
decided to show him, hey, you know how easy it is? Scoop up the largest dollop. Some of it's like on my finger and everything. It's like large mound. Shove it in my mouth. Close the hatch. Boom. Is
It's that
down the
easy.
throat. It's
It's
gone.
that easy, but Cade would
Kate
not
is
do
looking
that.
at me in shock, like, why did you just eat that much whipped cream with a single French fry? And he says, hey, can you show that to me again?
Cade says like, okay, maybe I just need to see it again.
Yeah.
So-
So,
I did
promising
this
us-
to try to trick
pro-
him into eating
prom-
the entire French fry. So
promising
he could not
us
give it to me.
That he would then eat it after. And Cade wouldn't do it, so it's obvious that he's an Olive Garden simpleton.
yeah. So I
lying.
decided again to show him how easy it was with the other half of the French fry. So I do the same thing, larger dollop of whipped cream this time. He says, haha, you're out of french fries now. But I pull out my backup french fry. Which,
I did
yes,
not
He has been
expect that.
saving
he
all
did not
night
expect
for this very situation.
for this very situation. Because I always save one fry, you know, just in case.
It
you
was
feel
like-
a little peckish.
It was like when you're fighting a boss in a video game and you get past, you think you've killed them, but then it's like, oh no, they have a second phase.
So then I scoop it up and I'm like on his face, going like, hey, eat it, eat it. And he's like, no. And any thoughts on this?
Yes, the combination of a french fry and a large dollop of whipped cream simply,
Makes you,
it just simply did not
Cheesecake.
sit well in my mind.
But somehow the combination of
And-
cheese and cake.
Yes, that part was fine.
You heard it here first, folks. Coffeegentlemen is an Olive Garden simpleton.
They are
Confirmed.
lying. They are
Confirmed.
lying.
Confirmed.
I would have eaten twice that amount of whipped cream. I would have eaten 2 french fries, but together, no,
Then-
not together.
Then you should have eaten the whipped cream, you damn fool.
It was like on the french fry.
Eat the rest of the whipped cream that's not on the french
There
fry.
was so
I
much
tried
whipped cream,
to
you
do
could have
so much.
easily eaten 95% of it
Yeah,
and
if
still
you
have all
wanted
of
to
the
prove
French
yourself with the
I
whipped
tried
cream.
to do that in the beginning, and you're like, here, you have to eat the french fry with the whipped cream on it.
Yes, a small portion of the whipped. No, but they weren't
You-
exclusive. Like you could have eaten the whipped cream as well. You didn't have to eat
I
it
tried to
with
do
the
that.
fry.
At
No, you
first,
didn't.
I ate the
No.
whipped cream off of
No,
the
you
fry.
didn't.
I did.
I know.
Tensions are rising.
No, you didn't. I gave you that big, fat, juicy dollop of whipped cream, and you were like, "No, Max, I'm not gonna eat this." And you know what? You did not do. You
What did
didn't
I
eat
not
it. You
do?
stood by your word, like you're not doing now.
A true Cheesecake Factory gentleman stands by his word.
That's true, but you're not standing by your word now.
Yeah. What?
Yes, that's exactly. Okay.
How
All
do I
right,
get
let's
back?
move on from this because it's clearly a hot topic, or like hot water, whatever the thing is.
yeah. And now on to the decor of the Cheesecake Factory. How would you describe it?
Just hell. It was honestly awful. The layout was terrible. The
Almost a
the
labyrinth.
attempt at a theme was terrible. The menu was terrible.
They also turned the light.
There was a
lights
mural
down.
on the ceiling.
It was
Yeah,
weird. It felt like a dream.
There were, like, faces on the pillars that were like really high up.
It was odd.
Yeah, it was weird. It had a lot of styles. It had like Greek style, Roman style. It had Egyptian. It had Turkish. It had Moroccan. It had lots of varying styles that kind of roughly followed the theme of like the Mediterranean area and like a little bit of the Middle East area, but like it just generally didn't have, like, you know how most restaurants you go in and it's like one style. No, this had like 6.
Well, that's because they sell like each type of food.
Well,
It's
like
its own Cheesecake Factory aesthetic.
yeah, the Cheesecake Factory aesthetic. Cheese
Seems-
Factorian.
It seems kind of like okay at first, but when you look into it, it's really like off-putting.
It's like one of those images that you look at and it gets worse the longer you look.
Exactly.
So I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
So you're describing this like layout as kind of fake feeling and just kind of like weird. But
Did
would
we
you-
actually
would you
go
just-
to the Cheesecake Factory, or
No.
was it, did
No,
we
but
just
so you
imagine?
describe it like kind of odd and fake. But would you say it was cheesy?
It's like
in a Factorian way?
it's like when you're dreaming, you have a dream of a place that's really familiar, and you think like it's different than how it actually is. But while you're in your dream, you don't realize that, and then you wake up, you're like, "That's not how that place is laid out at all."
Exactly.
It felt like one of those dream places.
Like I don't believe in the Cheesecake Factory or the Ponytail Man.
Yeah.
There are just some things that.
There are just figments
Definitely
of the imagination.
So, overall, Caleb, what would you give the decorations?
The decorations, 5.
Wow.
Like,
What would you give?
not the worst I've ever seen, but not the best. And like, no redeeming qualities and no unredeeming qualities.
Okay.
Just like
okay.
middle of the road.
Decorations.
Not actually sure. It was very surreal.
Like you
So
don't
I feel
actually
like giving
know.
a surreal answer, like maybe red. But the
I would say it was
that
more
there
of a yellow.
actually,
It was more of a tan,
Probably.
khaki.
Are you sure? I'm really
Capri
feeling
Sun.
magenta on this one.
Okay.
But like the fact that it was all nice and clean and it didn't appear to be like decaying in any way. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it was very well like kept. I guess I'd have to give it a 4.
I'd probably give it that rating too. 4.
So in total, we get a 6.
Yep.
All right. So, so would you recommend the Cheesecake Factory?
I'd recommend it kind of like eating richly flavored foods. Like, if you can stomach it, yeah, you should do it, but everyone should try it at least once and just don't go too often, or you might not
Or
be
reality
able.
will start to fade.
Yeah, it'll start to fade.
All right, now.
Oh my God.
Let's see. I'm not sure if I would recommend it because I don't know. Maybe you can get a lot better food, in my opinion, for a lower price. But I mean, if you want to eat like a lot, you should go there because the portions are huge. Like the strawberry shortcake was pretty much 3, except all engulfed in whipped cream.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to say, there's a small chance I would recommend it.
All right, and
But a chance.
I do not like cheesecake. I think it's weird. I think it's basically I hate icing, and like eating cheesecake just feels like eating icing just because it's so rich and just like it just doesn't feel right to me. It feels kind of sour.
Sour.
I would say sour just because it feels like a shuddery feeling, like nails on chalkboard, but like that feeling inside.
Like nails on the chalkboard at the
Exactly.
heart.
Exactly like that. So I would recommend it if you like cheesecake a lot. You don't have to get cheesecake. They don't pressure. I mean, they do pressure you into doing some things, but they don't pressure you to getting cheesecake. I didn't get cheesecake. I got like a strawberry shortcake thing. But it was fine. I'd recommend it if you feel up for it. You know. So teaser.
Yeah.
Would you like to kind of end the video?
Yeah, just in general, Cheesecake Factory, the most average restaurant you can get.
It's like the peak American experience.
This
The
is true.
peak
I would say
American
that too.
experience. We don't know how high that peak is or how low, but it's there.
And it's at the Cheesecake Factory.
Caleb, out of 10, what would you give it?
Out of 10, I'd give this a solid 6.
Cade?
My experience was actually very good. I would give it a solid 8.5.
Whoa!
Oh,
For my
man.
experience, indeed, I'd probably give it maybe an 8 or a 7.5 if I were to take into account the experiences of my co-reviewers.
I'd probably give it a 7.
So, in total, we got a 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Yeah,
10
that's
out
what
of 10.
7 plus 6 plus 8.5 comes out to.
Well, like the average, I'd say we had around like a 7.5 average. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click the little notification bell.